Some parents and teachers in Albuquerque may have reasons to worry.
It's all because schools all across New Mexico could be losing millions of dollars. And unfortunately, that might mean some big cuts. There's a federal law that says states must maintain or increase special education funding every year if they want extra federal money. Well, just last week, a judge ruled New Mexico broke the rules when it cut funding for special ed back in 2011. Now the feds could take away at least $34 million from schools here. Parents and teachers met with APS's leaders last night, and some say they're worried their kids are going to be the ones who suffer here.
My concern is that my son won't get what he needs, and right now he finally has found a cohort, so a group of other kids that are just like him.
APS says it could lose $15 million in federal money because of all this. Now, as for how it happened, the state's public education department blames legislators. But APS says the PED did not communicate well with the Roundhouse about what the rules are. Now, on top of all of this, schools here could lose another $26 million for doing the same thing, or the state doing the same thing, in 2012. And APS will be talking about money for schools tonight, including raises for teachers and other workers. The board is set to vote on next year's budget that's worth about $690 million. The proposed budget includes $15 million for a 3% employee pay raise. This includes a 3% raise for most workers and a 6% raise for educational assistants. The minimum teachers make will get bumped up too by $2,000. The district can't say exactly how big a raise teachers will get because negotiations with the union have broken down. We'll let you know what the board does with the budgets. All right, 5:33. Remember earlier this year, our Larry Barker uncovered the city investigating workers at the zoo and the aquarium stealing money? Well, this morning, the city says that could end up being worth tens of thousands of dollars.
Now the city is taking action, and cashiers at the biopark better get used to cameras. Undercover video from January taken by private investigators hired by the city, first revealed by Larry Barker, showed cashiers helping themselves to money. Around the same time, the city's inspector general was conducting a separate investigation. Both reached the same conclusions.
Clearly, we needed closer supervision. We needed a better job at cash handling. We needed a checks and balance system.
In the upcoming months, they will install surveillance cameras in every cashier booth. These cameras won't be hidden. The city is also looking at putting in something like turnstiles to keep track of customers at the zoo. In the meantime, they're doing spot checks, randomly asking visitors inside the zoo to show their tickets to make sure that the cashier rang them up and gave them a receipt. A courthouse in eastern New Mexico is experiencing a lot of problems. On Monday, the 9th Judicial District Court in Courthouse was cleared out after a judge complained about the unbearable temperatures in the courtroom. It was all due to a broken air conditioning system. She says temperatures hit near 100 degrees in the clerk's office. Jury selection and trials are canceled for the rest of the week while the AC gets fixed. 2 weeks ago, the courthouse was closed to clean out several types of toxic mold found inside the building.
President Obama wants Congress to set aside more money for fighting wildfires, heading into what the Forest Service says could be a catastrophic fire season here in the Southwest. Yesterday, Agricultural Secretary Tom Vilsack released his 2015 budget, asking for $2.2 billion for firefighting, $1 million more than last year. The U.S. Forest Service is also getting 4 more planes to fight fires, a big DC-10 like that one, and 3 smaller planes. With them, it'll have 121 firefighting planes. Well, people will definitely be getting paid on time for jury duty here in New Mexico. Last week, remember we told you about some jurors not getting paid for weeks because a state fund was running out of cash. The state now says it'll use almost $500,000 from an emergency fund to go ahead and pay jurors. So you know they make about $6.25 an hour.
A New Mexico business will have to pay for the medical marijuana of an injured employee. A worker at Ben's Automotive Services in Santa Fe was injured on the job and is using a medical pot for chronic back pain. Well, the auto shop owner argued against it, but for the first time, an appellate court decided that marijuana is a reasonable medical expense covered under the state's workers' comp system. Some billboards going up around Albuquerque and Rio Rancho are creating quite the buzz.
Yeah, it's all part of a new marketing campaign to get us to talk about something that most of us don't even really want to think about. This is French Funerals and Cremation's take on YOLO. Instead of you only live once, French has billboards that say YODO, meaning you only die once.
That's it?
That's it?
It just says Yodo? You only die once?
Oh my goodness. That's terrible.
It's clever.
Yeah, it is. A handful of billboards with different slogans, like Yodo, started going up in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho last month. Another one says, cross over without crossing the river, or Carpe Diem. French says it simply wanted to do something new and a little less somber to get people talking about funeral homes and all that stuff that happens at that point in life. You know, people are just dying to see those billboards around town.
Boom, boom, boom.
All right. Ever wonder what people here in the land of enchantment search for on Google besides Yodo?
This is kind of funny. A national online real estate company typed hundreds of odd words and phrases into Google Trends to find out. And it seems like New Mexicans searched Frito pie, UFOs, peyote, which is a hallucinogenic plant. New Mexicans also searched the word juggalo, which is a diehard fan of the rap rock band Insane Clown Posse. New Mexicans also searched these words basically at a higher rate than any other states. Okay, so taking a look at some of the other states, Alaskans searched mail order bride quite a bit. Arizona, also very curious about conjugal visits. Lap band surgery goes to Arkansas. And in Nevada, folks out there wanted to know a whole lot about breast implants. Now, we have set up a link to the full list. You can find it over on KRQE.com. Oh, man, some of these are just kind of outrageous.
You see where both of us used to live in Florida? They're searching a Mazda Miata.
Mazda Miata, okay. Yeah.
Of course, Colorado, our friends up north, being as healthy as they are, would look up paleo diet. And then we have, let's see, up in,
Did you see Texas?
twerking is, what is that, Mississippi? I think it's, yeah, twerking is Mississippi.
My word.
They're big Miley Cyrus fans down there. Bigfoot is up in Idaho. Unicorn tattoo in Washington State. Oh my. And then we have meth up in the fine state of Montana.
Meat is murder, is that what that says for California? Oh, brother.
That's a vegetarian thing. You know, those
Wow, that's
people
fun.
in California.
All right.
All right.